my viewers, my name is Riz Kagema. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Kindly like, share and subscribe to my YouTube account. Today we are going to talk about wellness. And when I talk about wellness, it is very different from health. The word health, when we're talking about health, we talk about physical, emotional, and mental health or well-being. And this one, it doesn't mean there is absence of disease. It is wholesome of the physical, mental, and emotional well-being. But when you're talking about wellness, which is my topic for today's discussion, I'm talking about act of practicing daily health habits in order to attain physical and mental health outcomes. So it is something you have to decide on your own that you want to practice it. It is be a lifestyle. Sometimes it will be so hard to just wake up in the morning and say you want to start practicing the healthy habits. It will take some time, but you have to make a choice to let it be your lifestyle. And this one has to start with small steps. You cannot just wake up in the morning and have everything on your table. So you have to start small but progressive positive steps. And today, when I'm talking about wellness, I will base it on 9 principles. 9 principles which will guide us on how you can able to improve your lifestyle, your wellness, so that you can able to have physical and mental health. So the first principle I'm going to talk about is emotional wellness. Emotional wellness. And we are talking about emotional wellness, we are talking about capability or ability to handle stress. Some of us, when we have stress, we can either feel lonely, we can even become annoyed, agar, and we are not able to handle the stress emotions. So having emotional intelligence is what you're talking about. It is one key of your well-being, because the moment you have negative thoughts, you have negative energy, you have the negative emotions, it affects your well-being. And this one you have seen, it affects your mental health. So you're supposed to learn. And I've said you have to make a choice in order to practice these habits, because they are daily habits. You don't practice them yearly, monthly. No, it is a choice you make to be improving yourself on daily basis. So the first one is emotional wellness. And I've talked about it where you can able to handle your negative emotions, able to handle stress. That is the number one. And this is very key, because some people are not happy because of the negative emotions they have accumulated in their mind, in their thoughts. So let's practice to manage our emotions. Let's emphasize on positive emotions. Yes, you'll always be encountering a negative emotion, but for how long? You should be aware of yourself that this has happened to me. There are negative thoughts within myself, and you have to erase them from your thoughts, remove them from your mind. That is the first one, emotional wellness. The other one is spiritual wellness. Spiritual wellness. And this one, it is very important for our life. And when I talk about spiritual wellness, I'm not talking about being religious, because some people are religious, but they are not spiritual. The spiritual wellness, I'm talking about finding your life purpose. Where did your maker create you? What is your life purpose? Because you cannot just be surviving. You have to know your life purpose, and this one will help you to get and able to live a fulfilled life, because you know why God called me, why my maker created me. It is to do ABCD. Maybe it's to help people. Even though you're employed, you're doing a business, there is a way you'll find a way of fulfilling your life purpose in your small ways. And that one will give you the wellness we are talking about, the wholesome of feeling good that you have fulfilled your life purpose, the one your maker created you for. The other one is intellectual wellness. And this is very key. Each day you should learn something new. You should learn something to improve your life. But most people, they say they cannot read books. But there are so many avenues you can get information from. You can learn something from your colleague. You can learn from something new from social media. You can learn, like when I'm talking to you, there's something new maybe you learn from me when I'm talking about wellness. So it is good to keep on having continuous learning every day. Let every day you learn something new. Improve your life with the skills and the knowledge you acquire from whichever source, from books, storybook, watching television, watching real life stories, watching documentary, listening to mentors and coaches when they're talking to you. So intellectual wellness is also very important. You can get it in education. You can get it from other sources. That is another thing. The other one is physical wellness. And this one is taking care of your body. When you're sick, go to the hospital. When you think you're adding extra weight, hit the gym, walk, exercise, eat proper meals. Because that is another thing. We think that eating proper is eating a lot of meat. No, no, no. Ensure that you feed your body with the right things. And this one is wholesome. When you're talking about wellness, it is about what you feed your body, what you feed your mind. It's very important. So make sure that you exercise, take care of your body, clean yourself. That is hygiene. Dress to the best of your capability. What makes you feel good. So it is important, and be active. And this one, you bring the physical health we are talking about. You see the physical health outcome. Another thing is environmental wellness. When you're talking about environmental wellness, it is very important to ensure that be aware of your environment. Where do you stay? Is it a clean environment? Is it a polluted environment? Is it abusive environment? So when you're talking about environment, it is the area you're staying, the physical areas and the things surrounding that physical area you're staying. Let's say you're staying in a very of a crowded area. A probability this of a crowded place can make you feel so stressed, can make you feel strained, drained. So it is very important to be aware of your environment and try to improve it. Some of us, if you go to our homes, there's a lot of clutter, there's a lot of litter. And I talked about decluttering our life, decluttering our rooms, decluttering our mind. And this is very important because the moment you're working in a disorganized environment, crowded environment, it is reflect, it even this goes the same emotions or energy goes to your mind. So it is very important. Your office, live in an organized and neat and clean area. Some of us would not clean where we stay. Our offices are dirty. Our environment are dirty. Just stepping out of your gate, the place is so dirty. So it is important to make sure that we live in a clean environment. We are breathing in clean air so that we can have the physical and mental well-being I'm talking about. The other thing is financial wellness. And this is where there is a lot of problem. Most of us, we do not know how to manage our finances. We get our salaries this day, within a week, we are very broke because the moment we have the money, we are ready and willing to spend it on things we have not even budgeted of. You will get the money from the ATM, you go to the supermarket, you do this, you do this. At the end of the day, you do not have money to retain you or maintain you for the whole month. And this one and now affect your wellness because you'll be stressed. Because of the next 3 weeks, you do not know what you will survive on. And this one now creates stress. And remember, in a previous video, I said stress can lead to depression, and depression can lead to mental illness. So they are interlinked. The moment now you start suffering from financial stress issues, because you don't have money to send your children to school, you don't have money to eat, to pay your rent, the transport, you start now borrowing. It gives you stress. And this one, if it accumulates for a long time, it can lead to depression. And that's why you see most of people, they are earning a lot of money, but they're not happy. They don't even love their jobs because they think that the money they are receiving, it's not enough. It's not helping them. But the reality is, it's not that they are earning less money. It is because they do not know how to finance their finances. They do not know something called budget. Because personally, I work on budget. I cannot go beyond budget. Anything which is meant for school fees, it goes to school fees. What is meant for transport, it goes to transport. What is meant for entertainment, But that's another thing. Some people now, they'll always be paying bills for the others, school fees, rent, transport, but they do not allocate some little money for themselves. Because at the end of the day, after you're being paid by your employer, you should also pay yourself because you're the person who is working. So that you do not mix up bills and money, make sure that you budget and allocate everything its share. And I've said start with paying yourself, save some money for a rainy day, then other basic needs, so that the wants, they are the things you don't need, not necessarily need them, can come at the bottom. But what do? We start with our wants because you saw somebody driving a trade car, having trade designer clothes. You want to compete with that person. You go buy those designer clothes you're not budgeted for. Then at the end of the day, you are not able even to pay rent. You're not able to pay your school fees for your children. This is a very key area. And one of these fine days, I'll talk about financial management because it is a root cause of people even resigning, people running away from their work because they take loans without budgeting, without having what they want to do with that money. They, within a month or two, they have exhausted the money, but they have to pay that money, that loan, for the next 5 years. So for the next 5 years, it's like they're earning money they are not earning any money and they feel discouraged. They feel like they hate their job and most of them, they quit. So let's learn to budget and also to stick to their budget. But also it doesn't mean you be very rigid, that you don't have a small amount of money for your entertainment. No, be nice to yourself. Give pay the bills for the basic need and also make sure that there's something little for yourself so that when you go somewhere you can take a cup of coffee, you can hook up with your friends and pay something for yourself and also to maintain yourself because you also need to look very smart. The other one is occupational wellness. And when you're talking about occupational wellness, it is the satisfaction you get from your work. Most of us, we hate our jobs, and I don't know why. Why do you hate a job? Why would you want to spend the rest of your life doing a job you hate? So learn to like your job. And most of us, we like concentrating on the negative things only. Everything is negative, negative, negative. So it is important to show that to let you know that if you hate your job, it is affecting your well-being. So it is good to love what you do. And you think you cannot love what you do, kindly look for another career or go to business because it affects your well-being. And your well-being, it is connected to your health well-being, mental well-being. So love what you do. Make the place you stay every day to earn your livelihood a place you'd love to go every day. If there are issues you think they are affecting your well-being as far as your occupational wellness is concerned, talk with your supervisors. Be open and discuss. I love my work, but ABCD is affecting my emotions. Be open and discuss with the concerned people because I don't believe there is anyone who wants to work in an area they hate. Another thing is social wellness. And this is very important. When you're talking about mental health, I always talk about social support. You need to have people to lean on in case you have a problem. Either it is a family, it is your friends, it is the people you work with. So social wellness, it's very important because remember that we are social animals. We like interacting. And the moment you live in your own cocoon, a probability you feel so stressed. You want somebody to ask you, how was your day? You want somebody to tell you, good night, good morning. So treasure the people who does those things to you. And when you talk about social well-being, it does not mean that you have 101 friends. Choose your friends wisely. And I always recommend have 3 to 5 close friends you can lean on. Then, in case you need them you need their shoulders to lean on. Even you be a reliable friend to those people because each and every person need a person to lean on when things are not nice. Have those friends, but choose them wisely because there are some people you turn them as friends, but they negatively affect your life. So you may have a friend you think is your friend, but is that person making you feel happier or that person is making you feel sad. If the person who brings negative energy to you, that's not a friend you're supposed to socialize on with. You're supposed to have that person you feel has improved their life. If you talk or an issue with that person, that is a person to encourage you, to educate you, to warn you but in case there is a danger ahead. But most of the people, we think they are friends. They are friends for gossiping. Hmm? You just gossip. You spend 2 or 3 hours gossiping, and you think that's fair. Those are not friends. In fact, just do this one as a test. The moment you stay with a gossiper and person who always talk about negative stories for 2 hours, just go listen for those negative stories for 2 hours. Tell me, enlighten to my comment space. Tell me how you feel after gossiping for 2 hours. You feel drained, you feel tired, you feel you're sad. But also do the same with a friend. You talk about this to encourage each other, the person to advise you. You spend the same 2 hours. By the time you are leaving that person, you feel motivated, you feel energized, you feel happier, you feel like you've gotten more energy to move on. So there's a difference. So some of these people, we call them friends. They are not friends. On the reality, they are people who drain us. They are people who activate the negative energy within us. So it is very important. And the last principle, then as a ninth principle, is the cultural wellness. We believe and appreciate that we come from different cultural backgrounds, and there are things we believe in. And if you believe on something as your culture where you come from, and it's being done sometimes contrary, sometimes we feel like we are violated, our culture is violated, and sometimes it affects us. But the beauty with now the modern world is people are appreciating other people's culture and they are respecting other people's culture. And at the same time, we are disengaging ourselves with the negative culture, like FGM, where maybe there was circumcision of girls. People are learning away of shying, they have already shied away from that practices. But the other practices which are still in us, because like where I come from, maybe paying a dowry, it is a compulsory. It is our culture. But if you another culture says we do not pay dowry, you feel like that person is taking that ready for granted. So it is good to appreciate each other culture so that you feel like you are appreciated, you are recognized, you are appreciated, and you're taken advantage of. So I mean, cultural wellness, it's something also affect our well-being, because like our culture, there are some things we do not expect a woman to do, and some men we don't expect men to do something. But in case it happens, let the other culture explain to them, to the other culture, why we believe and we do so. Because, for instance, those people come from Western Kenya. If you eat gizzard as a lady from my region, they think that you are undermining them. It's just a culture. Let them know that some of these cultures hold no water. They're just cultures to intimidate or humiliate another gender. So let's understand each other. We understand our culture. We appreciate it, but it is good to let the other person understand why this is very important as far as my cultural background is concerned. So what I'm saying, if you practice emotion wellness, and I've said this about how you handle your negative emotions, the spiritual wellness, this is finding your life purpose, intellectual wellness. This is where I've talked about continuous learning, that every day you equip yourself with something new. I've talked about the physical wellness, where you take care of your body, you feed it well, you exercise, you relate it to be active. You don't have to sit the whole day. Then after that, you jump to a car, you go sleep. No, be active. Physical activities are very important for our body. Take care of it. Give it the best you can, feeding it with the proper food, and also giving yourself the best as far as clothing is concerned. Another thing is the environmental wellness, and I've talked about the space we live. Let's ensure that they are peaceful spaces, they are calm spaces, and they are clean spaces. I've talked about the financial wellness. This is about all how we can manage our money. And if you manage our money, regardless how little or much it is, It will give us the satisfaction, and we do not have to get stresses from the lack of managing our finance well, and also will make us love our job. Then that's where we talk about occupational wellness. You love your job because it gives you satisfaction of the money you're getting, and also you feel you're appreciated with what you're doing. And it's also important for our bosses. Appreciate the people who work under you. Let them know that you care, and also you love whatever they are doing. And tell people just a small thank you. It's a thank you. It is two words, but they mean a lot. If your staff has done something good, say thank you. Keep it up. Well done. And this one gives a motivation to your staff working under you. I've talked about the social. This is about the people who you are close to. And I've said, kindly choose a genuine friends who are going to lift you up, but not to give you negative energy, intimidate you, humiliate you, discourage you. Because there are some friends, if you tell them that I want to start a business or I want to go back to school, they'll discourage you. Those are not good friends I'm talking about. We need friends to encourage us, to lift us, to push us, because sometimes we need somebody to push you so that you can able to go to the next step. And the last one I've talked is the cultural wellness. And to climb this on, remember when I started by defining the word wellness, I said it's an act of practicing daily, daily habits. So you have to start from somewhere. You decide from now henceforth, I want to know how to be handling the stresses which are in my life. I know how to handle the negative emotions. I have to learn now, start loving my job. And if I don't want to love this job, I look for another one, or I go to self-employment. So let it be these principles, let them be your lifestyle, so that you can able to complete your wellness. And this one will also be reflected on your well-being, on your physical, mental, and emotion health. So small changes, I always talk about small changes. Do not wake up one night and think that you can do everything. Small changes, at the end of the day, you realize that now you are living a successful, a fulfilling, and happy life. Thank you so much for watching my videos. Kindly click on notification bell to watch or any other of my videos. And also, anything you want me to discuss, kindly write it on the comment section so that I can discuss it here. And thank you so much for your support. Goodbye.